Hello everyone, this is Terry. Welcome back to World of Warships Blitz. And today, because it's currently going on, we're going to be talking about the German destroyer preview. So you might have seen this on the left side. There is an event going on. And in this event, you can unlock German destroyers up to tier 7. You're going to need to earn event tokens, these little rope knot things. And you earn them from regular battles, but there's no victory blitz the pre-destroyer V170. There's just the normal things, the normal missions and normal battle results giving you these things. So you start with the G101, which you find for free in your inbox, together with the ship slot. It's a tier 3 destroyer. I haven't actually played this thing at all. And then once you've gone through enough things to get 10,000 event tokens, you can unlock the V170, which is the tier 4, and then so on and so forth. There's actually a victory blitz going on for the 170, which gives you a bit more event tokens, but you still need to do some work to get up to tier 5 and so on and so forth. So I haven't actually unlocked anything beyond the V170 yet, because I didn't want to buy crates for these kind of things. Given that the tech tree is probably going to show up sooner or later anyway, and then you can just grind them out as normal ships. But for now, let's start with the G101. And again, this is stock, so I haven't played this thing or upgraded it at all. So let's just have a quick look at the statistics. She's got about 8,000 health, which is not too terrible. She's got 33 knots of speed on the base, which is quite quick. 2.7 seconds turn time, very nimble little ship. She has 105mm guns. That is unusual. You normally find about 120mm guns on destroyers. And she has 4 of them, 5-second reload. And they do a decent amount of damage, especially on the armor piercing. German guns don't try to set fire to things, because the high explosive really usually just sucks. But the armor piercing is very good in return, so that's a good amount of armor piercing, and they're 4 rapid firing guns. The range isn't great, 6.6 kilometers, given the low caliber, but good guns. So far we're talking maneuverable, fast, good guns, good turret traverse speed, 12 degrees. The torpedoes are different. They're 500mm, and she's got the Einzeln, which means single torpedo. So 2 single launchers. You can actually see them if you look, so you can zoom in a bit. If you look under the lifeboat there, just in the front, there's a single launcher on the side, pointing forwards. And there's another one on the other side, just like that. And then there are the twin launchers in the back, which can launch either way. So we've got the 2 Einzeln forward launchers, and we've got the Zwilling, which means twin sideways launchers, which are center mounted, so they can fire both sides, and they shoot 2 torpedoes each. 500mm torpedoes, not a great amount of damage, but quick reload, 32 seconds, and 5.4 kilometers is kind of what you'd expect from a German destroyer, from a German ship in general, because all the German torpedoes have like a 5.4 kilometer range, so we're not surprised that this is the beginning. She doesn't have any anti-aircraft whatsoever, but she's in tier 3, so nobody really cares. And 5 kilometer surface detection, which is relatively good, so she can even stealth fire without any modifications or camo on her. So that's really interesting. To me, this looks a bit like a good gunboat, really. Then the next one is the V170, and since I figured most people will eventually, throughout the event, if they're playing a moderate amount of game, will unlock this ship, I'm going to go into a bit more detail about the setup and everything, but let's go through the remaining tech tree first, as far as we know it so far. So we've got, this one's upgraded, so we've got a good amount of health, and we have 35 knots in my setup, still 2.7 seconds turn time. We have 4 guns, the same 105mm guns. So here you see what they look like if they're fully upgraded. We're almost talking 400 armor piercing damage on these things, and a 7.3 kilometer range on this, and over 14 degrees of turret traverse, which is really, really great. So maneuverable ship, High turret traverse says gunboat destroyer to me. What I'd usually expect from gunboat destroyers, like the Soviet destroyer line, would be guns that can set things on fire, because that's what you do with battleships. And if you want to use your guns on them, you try to set them on fire and try to do persistent damage. Not so much with these things. So that's going to be a bit of an interesting thing. What's going to happen if I fire a 100mm gun at a battleship? Almost likely it's going to bounce unless I can get some decent superstructure hits in. So a lot of this is going to depend on the firing arc, but against other destroyers, this might not be terrible. So I'm curious how this is going to play out. Torpedo tubes, the same setup, the 2 forward singles and the center-mounted twin launchers. 2,800 damage is okay. It's not great. The Japanese do more. But again, she has a fast reload, 6km range by now, which is good as well, and a 5.46km surface detection. And we have a little bit of anti-aircraft, but nothing much to speak of. So how have I set her up? She has two options for the elite bonus. You can get the hull fortification for a bit of additional hit points, or you can go into the traverse speed and traverse acceleration. But I figured she is very nimble to start with, so I'm going to go with the hit points and see how that plays out. Again, this is a tier 4 ship, so meh. We'll see how this goes. I guess it's going to be similar for going up the tiers. So these might be the choices that you can kind of go with. In terms of equipment, I've set her up the same way that I'm playing the Soviet gunboat destroyers. So I've got the main battery mod for traverse speed. I've got the propulsion mod for acceleration. And I've got the speed mod for top speed. So I don't have any of the steering gear mods in here. And that's just kind of the same setup that I'm using. In terms of supplies, tier 4 ships I'm not always putting supplies in, but I figured since these are new, I'm just going to see how this goes. I've got surface detection down, I've got the reload times down, and I've got traverse speed up. So that's the tier 4, the V170. Let's have a look further. What do we get next? Tier 5 is where things usually change a little bit, and this is not a difference. So this tier 5 destroyer, the T-22, she's got 11,000 health, which is so she's a sturdy ship. 34 knots, still quick. Turn time 3 seconds, still very good, very nimble. She still has the same 105mm guns, although I think they have a slightly different designation, but they look all the same to me in terms of damage. They have a bit of a higher range on the base. Maybe that's the difference here. And she gets... No, they stopped the business of the single forward launchers here. So she gets a regular set of twin launchers, of triple launchers, 2 triple launchers. That's what drilling means, triplet. So 530mm, slight upgrade, so we do a bit more damage. Still good reload time, 6.6km range. And she has a 5.8km surface detection. So again, you could just about stealth fire. Although I kind of really see these things as gunboats. She's got the engine accelerator ship skill as well. So in tier 6 we would expect the second ship skill to come in. That would be the AnsiaOrchestra. Let's have a look at her. There it is. So she gets sonar, which is definitely unique for destroyers. I think there's another destroyer in the game that has sonar. Usually you'd find either the engine accels or you'd find the smoke generator, or both, because it's either get in and out quick or smoke up and use that to disengage or to fire from smoke. She gets a sonar. So all this to me, so great guns, great speed, great maneuverability. To me this says gunboat destroyer and actually destroyer hunter. Because, well, what do you need sonar for? Obviously to spot enemy torpedoes early, and to spot destroyers that have smoked up. So she sounds like something you would use to go and chase down enemy destroyers. And the gun layout looks like that as well. So she gets 150mm guns. I think these are the same guns you'd get on the Nuremberg or on the Königsberg. I would have to look that up, but they look rather similar to me. range 7.8, 5.5 second reload, which is very quick, 4 guns, 550 base armor piercing damage. These are brutal guns. Seriously, if you get you start hunting destroyers in this thing using armor piercing, that's gonna get nasty. She gets 2 quad launchers, 48 second reload, 6.9 kilometer range, and a 6.2 kilometer surface detection. So again, she can just about stealth fire with a small window. So you have an option here to set her up for stealth, or you have an option. I'm not sure if you can already get the stealth mod at tier 6, but this is definitely a very interesting, like, new kind of direction for destroyers to take, because we had the close range gunboat destroyers on the Soviet line. We have the Japanese stealth range firing destroyers. We've got the American destroyers, which are kind of in the middle, but bring a smoke along. And we got the Japanese gunboats, which I have to look into at some point. But these things, this thing at least is very different. Now, the last one we can look at is the Leberecht Mars at tier 7. And again, same thing here, engine accel and sonar. So fast and can spot. She's relatively heavy armor. Look at that, 4.5% damage reduction. That's not terrible. 36 knots speed and a decent turn time. Could be upgraded probably a little bit. So this is a relatively large ship. And here we're moving back from 150 millimeter to 128 millimeter guns. So 4.5 seconds, slightly faster reload, slightly less damage, still very good turret traverse, and 1 gun additional. So I think the firepower is comparable between tier 6 and 7. And we get the 533 millimeter quad launchers again here, center mounted, so no more of this forward torpedo business. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know what the torpedo arcs look like, because you can't really see that here. But 7.2 kilometer range, which is really good. And 6.3 kilometer surface detection. So very, very interesting all-round ships, I'd say. Previously, I would have said the American destroyer line is the best all-rounders, where you get a little bit of everything. You get maneuverability, you get a bit of speed, you get okay torpedoes, your decent torpedoes, and like a little bit like jack of all trades, really. These things look like hunters to me, like destroyer hunters, or maybe. And at the same time, they're very versatile. You can use these against battleships relatively easily, with the speed, and if they're as sturdy as they look from the statistics. Yeah, it sounds very interesting. So that's the line as you can find it in the event currently. It's kind of up to you how far you want to push this. I sincerely doubt that you can unlock them all just by playing the game, unless you're playing, I don't know, like 100 battles a day or something. But you can certainly get through it a little bit. And again, like I said earlier, we'll be talking about the V170 and trying her out today, because I figure that most people are going to end up at least with this ship if they're playing at this event. Plus, I haven't unlocked any of the other ones because I didn't want to spend money for crates for something that'll end up in a regular tech tree eventually anyway. So that's what we're going to be doing today. So let's give her a spin. My commander is brand new, doesn't have any skills yet, so don't even worry about that one. But let's give her a spin. Okay, we've got 3 destroyers, 3 cruisers, no battleships, and we've got a carrier. Oh dear. Well, I said this was going to be a gunboat, so let's see how well she does. And we're playing Arena. They've actually retrofitted Arena recently, that you're starting much, much closer to each other. So you used to be much further back. This time around, you're almost immediately in the action here. Okay, guns over to armor piercing. Here you see the torpedo arcs. These are the forward arcs, the 2 single launchers, and then you got the twin launchers on the side, center mounted. Okay, we do not want to hang around here too long, because we're going to get some company very, very quickly. There we go. And there's another destroyer. Let's see where he's going. Are you coming along this way? Okay. Yep, you've got forward torps, I've got forward torps. And goodbye. That's number 1. Let's dodge that torp. And there's the tier 3, the G101. Okay, let's not run into this. There we go. Okay. Let's see what we can do against the St. Louis with these 100mm guns. So in theory, this shouldn't do much, but... yeah, I guess we have to hit the superstructure for these things to work. So let's turn the ship around. And just run straight up into her. Let's see what we can do. So there goes 1 forward torp. And she's turning. Is she turning in? Oh, she's probably dead by then. Yep, there we go. Next. Okay, let's recapture this thing. Where's the carrier, by the way? Why are they not launching any planes? Alright then. Oh, there we go. Me and my big mouth. Okay, there's a Svetlana. There's dangerous cruiser. So let's assume that they don't know how to dodge. Don't want to get too close. Maybe we can just run by him if he's focused in. There we go. Next. And we've got the Langley as well here. Okay. Do we have any more cruisers around? There's 1 more cruiser, 1 more destroyer. Oh wow! We did a Citadel with 100mm guns. Torps? Oh yeah. Okay, should probably avoid these. Let's just fire 1 off just in case the computer player actually manages to not dodge these. Good job there. I got it from here. Okay. That should be the carrier. Yeah. Okay, actually managed to kill her with the guns. These are great guns. If you fired anything with armor, which we haven't really seen here because we only had cruisers, but if you fired anything with armor, maybe the St. Louis earlier, you need to aim at the superstructure because you're not going to get through any kind of armor with 100mm guns. If you have something smaller to shoot at, like enemy destroyers, like this guy there. Come on. Let's see what we can do with the guns. I can actually stop wiggling. Hold still. Oh, yeah, thanks. Dude, get out of my way. Okay, it's probably torps coming this way. Did you get torps away? Yeah, you did. There, you get these 2 away. There's a cruiser. There's a Phoenix. You've seen me, right? Ah, well, let's assume you haven't. Hello. There's the Confederate, and there's the other one. Can we kill this guy? Actually run into a mountain here, but that's okay, because there's only 1 destroyer left. Come on! I want this one! Aye! Yes! That's it! And we got him. I like this ship. I love the guns on this thing. They're rapid firing. The armor piercing does a crap load of damage for 100mm guns. And if you fire at unarmored things, then you can even Citadel, as we've seen. I think that was the carrier. And carriers have no armor whatsoever and a big Citadel. But definitely worth shooting at the superstructure for heavily armored ships, and shooting at just shooting at everything else with armor piercing. Don't even try the high explosive on German ships in general. The forward facing torpedoes are great. Like, they're a surprise. I don't think many people expect these yet, and they're not used to this. They're used to destroyers coming in broadsiding and actually getting their torps away. But you can actually do a run up and already fire 2 torpedoes forward while you're doing that, which is kind of nice. I think I'm definitely going to keep this thing just because it's great fun. The torpedoes reload quickly. The turn time's amazing. And she seems to be relatively sturdy as well. I mean, I've taken some, well, not a lot of fire this game, but I've taken a little bit of fire. And she definitely can hold her own for a tier 4 destroyer. Let's see what we've done. We've done 13,000 damage, 13,000 points of damage with the main guns, which I think is amazing. We've done a citadel penetration with a 105mm gun. Pew pew. And we've done 12 torpedo hits. We destroyed 6 ships. Yeah, I'm sorry for that. So, yes, I think this is a great ship. And I'm really excited about the German destroyer line. And just kind of this multi-purpose, aggressive, brawling, hunting style of playing. That's something I really enjoy. It's something I really like. And they are more versatile than the Soviet destroyers just because they have the torpedo range to do some more things. And I am excited about these. I think these are great fun. So this is definitely a keeper. And I think once the line becomes public and we can start grinding out and we see what's above tier 7, this might be something interesting. Higher tiers, we'll see what the tier 10 is going to look like. But sturdy hunter ships with good armor piercing, good torpedoes, what is not to like? So that's it for today. I'll see you all next time, and we're probably gonna go back on the road to Des Moines next time, because I think I have unlocked the next ship. I just wanted to throw this one in this week because the event's currently going on. So, hope you had fun, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!